We've added more flexibility to working with steel satin stitches, and I'm excited to show you what we've done. And before I get started though, I would just want to explain what a steel stitch is. And basically it is a defined width satin, so meaning that the width of the satin stitch remains the same all of the way through the design. And you create it either using the steel stitch tool, where you click to do the points, right mouse click to apply it, and you can see that the width of it is uniform all the way through the side to side, and you can adjust it. I can make it a lot bigger. No, I need to select it, sorry. Make it a lot wider of a satin, or I can make it pretty narrow. You have the ability to do that right from the properties box, and that is a steel stitch. And a lot of times it's used to border shapes or just to create single lines. The only thing that can be a struggle working with steel stitches is the edges are always exactly the same as the middle. So you in the past you haven't been able to do anything with the edges to like round it or bring it to a point. It's just been uniform all the way through. And so in this update we've added steel caps, and so these are different caps that you can put on the end of the steel stitches. So we're excited about it, and it's very useful. And one of the things that it does is it doesn't add additional width to the lines, or length to the lines, I should say. It'll start tapering it based on the shape, right from the edge. So to show you what that is, this is a regular one. I'm going to select this steel stitch, and in the steel stitch properties box under the steel tab, you'll notice at the end, at the bottom, that there are two new features: a start line cap and a stop line cap. And to show you, I'm going to hit the shape tool. You have a green dot for a start line and a red dot for the end line, or the stop line. And so that's what these are based off of, is wherever the green dot is, that's going to be the starting point, and the end point is a red. So we've given you the ability to add different end caps on both sides. So, and that's why there's a start and an end. So if you ever want something, I'll just show you. If you need to adjust something, you can. But I'm going to select this, and I'm going to come in here to the start line, and I'm going to choose rounded. That's the first option other than standard. I'm going to do rounded for the other side and hit apply. And notice that it's rounded the edge of this steel stitch. We've never been able to do this before. And the other thing to point out is that it didn't add additional length. It took it from the edge and started tapering it in, which is really nice that it does this. And I'm going to select this next one, and I'm going to choose the next option, which is start or sharp point. So I'll add a sharp point to both ends and hit apply, and you'll notice that it puts a point at the edge. And again, it tapers it in. It doesn't add additional length. Okay, so I'm going to select the next one, and I'm going to choose the 45-degree cut, and I'm going to do that again and hit apply, and notice that it creates a slice in it. So that's the 45 degree. I'm going to come down to this one, and I'll do the 135 degree. So this is like the other direction. So you can see that you can control that. For the next one, I'm going to come in here, and we've already shown each of these options. So on this one, I'm going to do a 45-degree cut and a 135-degree cut and hit apply. And you'll just notice that one of the slices goes one direction, the other one goes a different direction. And I want to point out that if you ever do see a little thing like this at the edge, it has to do with like lock stitches and stuff. Just come in here and just drag it in a little bit, and it will remove that little stitch. I'm going to come in here and select this next one, and for this one, let's do a sharp point and a rounded point, and hit apply. And what I want to point out with this one that is really unique, and I like that we were able to do this in the programming, is that a rounded, you can see that when I do two rounded edges, that it kind of comes right into the rounded edge. There's not a lot of tapering going on. But when I come down here and I chose a sharp point and a rounded, because the sharp point tapers in quite a bit more, it does the same thing to the rounded edge to keep it consistent, so that one side tapers in the same amount as the other. So you know, I really like that about the software. And I can come in here and I can choose a standard now, and I can have it be a regular edge. So you have the ability to fine tune it. I could go back to a sharp point on the other end, or I could choose a 45-degree cut. You can keep modifying it as much as you want. But we hope that you like the new steel caps feature that we added to the software. I've already used it a number of times in designs, and it's very handy. I've always wanted to be able to do this with steel stitches, so I'm excited to bring this to you in this update of the software, and I can't wait to see what you do with it. Please share whatever you create so that we can see how you're utilizing features like this in your creations.